Hey Gemini, this is your reading for the month of June 2021. The way I like to do this is I start with a vision I had during my meditation time for you guys, and then tarot cards, and then oracle cards is guided from there. Excuse me. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Also, it's for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, or Venus. So if you have Gemini in those placements, this can definitely pertain for you. However, generally it's the top ones, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you have Gemini in those, it's definitely more not beneficial, but more fitting for you a lot of times. Also, if you have multiple planets just all throughout your chart, like 3 or more, a lot of times that'll make it to where a Gemini reading can be pretty fitting for you as well. And I'll go ahead and put in the description any of the decks I use, and I'll also put, there's a website that you can basically find out your birth chart and everything for free. So I'll go ahead and put that information in the description as well. So as far as the vision I got for you guys, basically, it wasn't a fridge though. So it wasn't like a fridge, but it was like this, it was almost like a window, but it wasn't to outside necessarily. But it was like the sliding glass window, and you opened it. I don't know if it was really clear if you grabbed something out of there or if you put something in there. But you exchanged something. Either you took something or No, I feel like you grabbed something. Okay, so you grabbed something out. Like, so you opened it, grabbed something out, and then slammed it shut. But when you slammed it shut, like it slammed and kind of bounced back a little bit. So it stayed like a crack open. So, but yeah, we'll get into the cards from there. That's, I know, kind of obscure, but I don't want to delve into that too much before we get into any cards. But yeah, so Spirit, God, Universe, what message do you have for Gemini for the month of June, especially in regards to the vision so far? What does Gemini need to hear? Okay, I thought that was like turned around or something accidentally. What message does Gemini need to hear for the month of June? Don't read reversals, so this is the Wheel Fortune, Ace of Inspiration, and this deck's different, so like all the different ones have different correspondences. Oh, sorry. Death, Five of Inspiration. Oh, I was going to keep pulling. Oops. Apparently, if it happened, that would be meant to be, but. So, the Suit of Inspiration is the Wands. So, this is like, Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands, Death card, and then Five of Wands. It's so different, though. Okay. So I'll just go through the meanings in general. So the Wheel of Fortune is basically like everything coming together. It's kind of like the World card where it's like a culmination. However, the Wheel of Fortune is a little different in the sense that it's like everything has its time. So it's like you might not see everything all at once, but it's all happening. It's just everything has its time. I feel like you've been getting the Wheel of Fortune card a lot, Gemini. Like the last maybe 1 or 2 readings I've done for you guys had the wheel, because I remember explaining this to you guys. But everything has its time. And yeah, this is very in line with, I think, last month's reading. And then, and I feel like for you guys too, it's like you might be in different positions each time, whether that's a position in regards to the wheel, position in your life, or just like taking it differently. Ace of Wands. Wands is like creativity, passion, inspiration, and so it's like, and fiery energy. So it's like a new not avenue, but like, you know, a new creative project, a new passion, just this energy, just like this, almost want to say go energy, but I don't see that as much with this card. I just see it more so like it's in you and it's just like flowing out. So it feels like less like I'm gonna make this happen, and more like I don't even need to try to make this happen because I'm so already there that everything I do is making it happen. You know, like that's what I feel for your reading right now. The Death card, not necessarily a bad card. A lot of times it's the death of one cycle to make room for the birth of another. So it's very interesting though, this one. Hold on, I'll show you guys too. But it's just so weird because the 2 women here, it's like almost like closing that one in. And so it's like, I feel like it's like, it's almost like a meditation. Like I'm just really quick going to ignore what the meaning of the Death card is. It'll come back to it, but it's almost like a meditation, it feels like. And then in that meditation, like it's like parts of herself are like taking hold of this energy, this like moth energy. But it's like, again, another level of meditation here. So it feels like, it might feel like a death for you. For some of you, this might be not for all of you, but because it's like so many layers deep, but it's like in that place of either going there or allowing a cycle to end. It's like you're like birthing anew for some of you guys, or literally taking hold of and being like, you know, choosing a different energy, a new growth, a new birth. But I don't really feel like, for a lot of you guys, I don't feel like it's an actual, just a death of a cycle so much as like a new way to be. Like it's like, okay, ending doing things like this. Let me trust and release this. And then another way to do things happens. It's like, okay, now let's go here really quick. And so 5 of Wands is, a lot of times it's like a, what is it? Oh my God, what's the word? Not battle of the wits. What am I thinking? I mean, maybe it is for you guys, a battle of the wits. But a lot of times it's like a spar, like, you know, a creative brainstorming. So it's like, okay, well, this is what I see. This is what I get. This is what I do. And it's like, but like these all look like mirrors, but they're all like windows too. So it's like the mirrors are the windows and the doorways to a different place, or the views to a different place. So it's like in showing your mirror and showing it, like allows more placement and more place to go, is what I'm trying to say. For, I want to say the collective. I mean, this isn't necessarily, you know, the collective, but I feel like it can be sometimes the collective or sometimes parts of yourself. It's like, I feel like for your reading specifically, as you delve in, like you go, I know this is Wands and this is Wands, but this energy feels so different from this. And it feels like this is like in relation to this. So it's like, as soon as you let go of this, like, I need to get things done and this is all a mental practice and this and that, and it's all in me, and you let go of that, it's like you get like new parts of yourself come out. Some of you guys, new parts of yourself or new abilities to where you're able to connect and you're able to touch more people. But in that, it's like more paths get created and opened up as you share, as you grow together. And like I said, as sometimes it might be part of your parts of yourself grow together. And it's like, and everyone has a different viewpoint. Like some people, I mean, no one's exactly looking at their own. It's like they're all in their own worlds. And not in those worlds, but in their own mind. So it's like, but they're still bringing something to the table. It's almost like they're pulling it from the ether and they're being like, here, this is what I just found. But they're not even trying. So I feel like maybe you're not necessarily going to be trying to end this per se, but it's like it's coming to an end. And the evolution when this comes to an end is like this, where it's like, instead of what happens in your mind comes out, it's what you see and these different things in yourself, in your energy, your creativity is like, it looks different. It's like almost like it's presenting itself as mirrors, as ways that people can look inward, but in reality, it's giving them avenues. So it's like some of you guys, there might be a group of you guys that are like, you know, readers yourselves, you know, tarot readers or intuitives, empaths. And it's like, as you pull out what you're seeing and your creative inspiration, or as you flow in that and trust to flow in that, even if that means ending the way you've done it before and like embracing a new way to do it, what happens is you bring to the table ways that you're presenting to people as, okay, this is the way you're going to look inward. You're going to look inward. But ultimately what it ends up being for them is like doors, openings out so that they have a new opportunity. They can get out of sometimes places that they're stuck. You know, it's like, I feel like a lot of you guys might be working with people. But again, it's looking different every time with every season. And so it's like, this is different and this is different. And it doesn't mean you're in the wrong on either one. It's like, you can say, oh, well, this is wrong because it's upside down. But once it gets turned around, or once, you know, things are turned, like that's not upside down anymore. So it's like, again, I told you this, I think last month, like what you might see next month from today's eyes, I mean, not necessarily a month, like maybe next year, maybe next month, who knows, looks too crazy, looks weird, might look wrong. But as you get there, it'll be the new way of being. So it's just a matter of trusting and flowing and allowing yourself to go forward in that. And yeah, like I said, last month, I believe I said something very similar for you guys. And so yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen my other readings, and like even maybe last month's might speak to you, might give you another insight as to how this is all working out for you. I had a feeling to use this deck, which is funny considering this isn't a romance reading so far. I mean, let me see. I mean, this can be like, you know, passion and all that. Ace of Wands can also be like a frolic card sometimes normally. I mean, in this sense, I don't necessarily see it that way, but there might be like a fantasy element. So it's like there might be fantasies, you know, you're wanting fantasies, you're wanting this, and it's like you need to, okay, let's go really quick. For those of you that this is a relationship situation, you're fantasizing about something, you're fantasizing about a connection, oh, excuse me, something like that, you know, something that you feel like is supposed to happen sometime, any day now. And not necessarily any day now, but it's like that's what you kind of feel like you're telling yourself, but it could be months out, could be years out, whatever. And you're fantasizing about this connection, but it's like you're coming to a place that, you know, you need to rest, relax in that, like basically let go of it, so that a new ability, new ways of connecting, new version of yourself, new birth in yourself can flow forward. And then in that, like, you'll have a more, I want to say the word gusto. I use that again in a different reading, which I don't usually use that word in real life. But to be able to show opportunities, and to be able to, like, when you make connections with people, to be able to not to be stuck. It's like you might have in the past just had one mirror or one avenue or one thing, and it was like, that's your way of being, and this is the only way it can be, and blah, blah, blah. But the more you delve in and the more you allow yourself to just let this go, not because it's bad, just because it's a fantasy, you want the reality. Or not the reality, but you want it to be a reality. So the more you let this go and you allow yourself to form, to grow into the person that belongs in that fantasy, you know, into that highest version of yourself, then you start being able to come to relationships and connections with more, not even opportunities, but I feel like more freedom in yourself to be able to understand what you want and what's possible and who you are and what you want in a person. Like, I mean, it's more outlooks on life. You know, so it's like, you might want this right now, but you're not the person that's in that fantasy yet. You're not the person that can hold that fantasy yet, but you're growing, like you're on that path. So you're totally there. You just need to, so the group that I'm talking to that's dealing with a relationship situation, you need to kind of close your eyes, trust, I mean, not close your eyes and fantasize, but close your eyes and trust that you don't need to yearn for that anymore. Like, all of this is already manifesting. It's just a matter of the time of when it does. Because right now you look like this. Maybe you're supposed to look like this. I mean, not physically, but I mean, just in general, your position, your outlook on the world, you know, the way you're taking things in. So you need to allow yourself to be grown and grow and work on yourself for you, and, you know, delve in almost like the hermit mode in order to allow this new energy, this new life in you to be that person that's in your fantasies, like the person, the you that's in your fantasies of, you know, people, or with what you want, the connection you want. Spirit God, universe, what message do you have for Gemini for the month of June? Oh yeah, happy birthday, Gemini. Sorry, I'm horrible with these, with saying the happy birthdays. Like, I feel so bad sometimes, actually. I think, did I miss last year months? I think I might have missed last month's. Maybe. Not for you, but you know. So yeah, happy birthday, Gemini. Maybe I don't know. I'll see and feel out if I feel to pull another card as well, just like as a birthday thing, but we'll see. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and I didn't even, hold on. I'm not even looking at that yet. So in regards to the vision so far, it's like you open a door and then you slam it closed, but you slam it closed with so much energy. And it's not a door, it's like a window thing. What a window thing almost. I mean, it's a sliding window. It's not that, but still it's interesting. But it doesn't go to outside. It's like different parts of yourself, maybe. But like you grab it, you grab whatever you need from the other side. Like it's literally being given to you. Some of you guys might be dealing with like supernatural stuff or like, you know, spiritual stuff and like getting giftings and stuff. But it's like you slam the door so hard that it like reopens again, and not open like, you know, but like a little crack. So I get this idea that like part of this, what needs to grow in this, like your idea of boundaries, because it's like to close a door, to slam a door, like there's more, not motives, but motivation, like almost ulterior motives to feel the need to like slam it really hard. Like I'm just saying, like that's what I feel in this vision, whether it's fear, whether it's hastiness, whatever it is. But it's not being in that present moment is the main thing, right? It's about thinking about something else, or worrying about something else, or having your mind on something different, you know, having your mind somewhere else. To where when you slam the door, or that's why, or to where you slam the door and then it opens just a little crack. So it's like you're not being told to stop this per se. You're being told to let it go. You're not being told to slam the door on your fantasies. You're not being told to like, oh, don't even think about it. Like, that's not for you. No, that's not what you're being told. You're being told to let it go, which means actually closing the door. Because when you slam the door on your fantasies, it creates almost like a ricochet effect, and it just opens back again a little bit. And then there's this issue of boundaries where it's like, okay, well, is the door closed or is the door open? And then you're trying to get things from a door that's supposed to be closed, and then you're trying to treat a door that's supposed, you know what I mean? So like basically when it's supposed to be closed, it's like slightly open. So it's like, it's almost always there tempting you. Like, okay, so if you act like it's open, it's not open enough. So you can't really get what you need from there. If you act like it's closed, it's not closed enough. So it's not safe enough. It's not enough of a boundary. So it's like this confusion in your boundaries, and I feel like in yourself, and like might even be sometimes a give and take in relationships where it's like you might have had so much like issues in past relationships sometimes where it's like, no, I don't want any part of that, and you close the door and you slam it, but that slamming it creates like a ricochet effect, or ricochet, that's not the word I'm looking for, I don't know, but anyways, you know, an unintended effect to where it like leaves doors open that you don't want open and closed that you don't want closed, but not enough ever of either way. I hope that makes sense. So it's really a matter of allowing this, like letting go of this rather than slamming it shut. So it's also a matter of like coming to yourself, and I mean, it might be a part of forgiving and things like that in yourself or of others, to where you're not in that mentality to like slam doors shut, you know, to where like, okay, if it's meant to be open, it's meant to be open. If it's meant to be closed, it's meant to be closed. But we don't need to slam it, you know? I mean, you know, whatever. But yeah, so chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. You know what's funny though? Okay, so there's a strong magnetic attraction here. You know what I imagine with that? Because we're talking about the doors. I imagine like the doors that close magnetically. So it's like if you mean for it to close, it goes like, even if you go really softly at it, you know, it goes and it touches and it just clicks in place. You know what I mean? So it's like there's never this question like, oh, if I closed it too soft, is it really closed? Like, no, you still closed it. So that was your intention, and that's really what happened. And I feel like that's kind of what happens with magnetic attraction, is like, it's almost like your intention's what matters. So it's, I'm going with this, okay? Sorry, it kind of feels weird, but it's like the intention and the energies, and not even the intention and energy, sorry. The momentum is what matters. So it's like, I might close the door like really lightly, you know, whatever, but it's starting in this, is the word trajectory? Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But it's, you know, going, and because even though I did really lightly, the magnet helps pull it the rest of the way. I hope that makes sense. So it's like, it helps pull it the rest of the way. So it's like, when your boundaries are correct, are healed, it'll be in a safer place to where even if you don't slam a door, if your intention is for it to be closed, you'll be mindful enough, and you'll be equipped with the magnets in yourself. I mean, like I said, I know this isn't normally like chemistry, love card and everything, but I really feel this for this part, at least for this group, what I'm saying. But you'll have that equipment in yourself enough, like the magnets, to where even when you just barely close it, if your intention is for it to close, it closes. You know what I mean? And then if you need to pull it, you just pull a little bit past the magnet and it opens. But it'll be like this thing where you don't have to push as hard and you don't have to pull as hard, and it's like smooth because everything is going as the intended direction and the intention of you working with other people. And this can be in yourself, and this can be with other people, but I see that magnet in that. Now there's a strong magnetic attraction here. For those of you that are dealing with this as a relationship connection, whatever, or a fantasy, or maybe there's somebody, you know, you have your eye on, you're literally looking at someone. It's like you're looking at someone, but your eyes are closed because you're like, okay, well, the real world isn't showing me that yet. So I need to go inwards and get that. And it's like, there's a strong magnetic attraction. Like, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen. It's just, you need to, again, let go and not slam the door. Just let go and let things happen in their time. Okay, so let me see, though. Do I feel to pull a birthday card for you guys? Birthday card. Let me see. Actually, hold on. Okay, I'm getting 2 cards to pull for you guys. I think 2 decks. So let's see what happens here. So we got true love reading cards and mystical healing reading cards. So wait, do I start with this? Yeah, I think we do. Start with this. Sorry, I didn't have this out ahead of time. I didn't realize it was a birthday reading. I mean, honestly, no one's gotten a birthday reading before from me. Like, I've just say happy birthday. So you guys are the first. So I hope you guys love this. Hope it resonates for you guys. Spirit Guide Universe, what message do you have for Gemini for the month of June? Especially in regards to the reading and the vision so far. I just have a feeling, I just want to pull the top. Okay, maybe, hold on, I'll put it aside. Okay, here, pull this. Okay, so, let's do this. Relinquish control. Exactly, there you go. Because right now you're trying to, in your head, even if you're not really physically trying to control things, it's like your energy is trying to control things so much, and it's like slamming the door and this and that and everything. You feel like that it either needs to be open or slammed shut. And it's like, no, you can just let something go. You can let it go, not with a feeling that like, okay, fine, then I'm just never gonna have it again. But like you know, okay, maybe not right now. It doesn't matter. That's the season. So it's like relinquishing control, and like it's like holding on. It feels like, you know, it's almost like this card. It's even the same, similar colors. Like holding on, and it's like, okay, just click. Or not click, but you know. Yeah. So and then do I feel this one still? Yeah, okay. It's a yes. Okay, well, I don't know if any of you guys, you know, maybe some of you guys have a question that you've had in your mind. Some of you guys, I mean, it might not pertain to everyone, but some of you, maybe a yes, especially if this card specifically speaks to you. I mean, for your guys' reading right now, it's element of 2 sides. It's like one side's going forward and the other side's in surrendering. Again, surrendering. Like that pose right now is surrendering. Like, I mean, surrendering, but gleeful, happy, and all that, you know, but like back, you know, head back. So it's like the real one that's showing is surrendering, but the intuition is like there, is going to catch it first. So really it's like just, I feel like it's go in, but not necessarily go into this per se, but just go in. Like I said, don't slam the door, but don't make it your reason for living, you know? Like, you don't need to worry about it right now. And you're going to change to grow into it, but into either that or into a version that works in those kind of fantasies for you. What's funny is like, I get the sense that like, it's almost like she's like an angel. I know she's not, but it's almost like she's like an angel. But instead of having these like angel wings, she has like these feathers right here. So I get the sense it's almost like, it's like touched by an angel, you know? It's like she's, again, it's like a divine timing thing. It's, you know, she just needs to relax and like relinquish control. But part of it is like, and look, oh wow, that's funny too, there's the angel here. So it's like literally you've touched it. So now just trust that you know what you want, and if you need to get what you want adjusted, like in your mind adjusted for it to fit you and who you really are and your highest self, it'll happen after you let go. You'll develop, you'll grow, but you don't need to keep holding on to this image. And she's even letting go here too. So it's like she's been touched by it, but she's letting go. So I think that the yes, I mean, it's a yes is really like let go, go forward. Really, but it's not, again, it's not slam the door. It's just, okay. And then, am I still feeling a pull? I guess, yeah, I'm feeling to pull one more for you guys for a different deck, this deck. Happy birthday, Gemini. Spirit God Universe, what message do you have for reading, or I mean, for Gemini in regards to the reading and the vision so far? Thank you for all of this for Gemini. What message do you have for Gemini for the month of June? I'm like running out of space here, actually. I feel like this better. Resolving conflict. Yeah, look at that. Oh, Jesus, crazy. So you know what I was saying about like if you slam the door and you're slamming it, like where you might be coming from in order to have that kind of aggression or that kind of need that it needs to be an extreme reaction of either I can either have this completely or I need to just get it out of my life. It's a similar thing. It's like resolve that conflict within yourself. The need to have that force, the need to feel like you need to slam these boundaries because you are powerful enough to put down the boundaries and just trust that in the right situation, the magnetic attraction will be there, the stuff will be there. But yeah, for those of you that are slamming the door because of past hurts and past pains, you need to resolve that conflict in yourself. It's like resolving the conflict doesn't mean necessarily get back with the person or anything like that. It means coming to a place in yourself that you're willing to send loving energy. You're willing to wish the best for the other person. You know, wish the best, like sincerely really want the other person to grow, but not have your identity or your well-being dependent on their growth. It's not a codependent thing. It's just a, you know, I want the best for everybody, empathy, compassion, understanding. So even if you're not in speaking terms, even if it's not a healthy situation to be in speaking terms, just to have that energy to pour out, that's what you want in yourself so that you can release yourself from that tie, from that connection, from the negative energies and the negative ties that were connecting you to your past and ruling the present and showing you to slam the door and have all these harsh boundaries and stuff, because boundaries are great, but there's a healthy way to use them. And yeah, so you'll get back part of your boundaries in that. Relinquish control, resolve conflict. And some of you, in order to stay in conflict with your past, you felt in control. So you felt like you needed to have the control of, I deserve to be mad because they screwed me over. I deserve that. And part of it was like, it could have been for some of you guys a saving face thing. It's like, if I'm not mad, then that makes me the fool. If I don't look like I'm the wiser one to know better now, then that makes me the fool. And I'm not going to be that. I'm no one's fool. You know what I mean? So some of you guys might be going through that of like relinquishing this control. Like you need to, or not of relinquishing, of needing to relinquish that control of, I need to do this so I'm no longer a fool. Like your idea or your definition or your value as a person, if you're a fool, or I mean, not a fool as in tarot card, but you know what I mean? Isn't dependent on if you're holding it against the person. If you have this anger and in some ways animosity, I wasn't trying to say that word, but that word's coming out. So maybe some of you guys have animosity and that's part of your power in that. You're like putting a wall up with it. But yeah, some of you just really need to relinquish the control and come to a place that you're willing to see the person in a positive light, not for you, but for their own life, so you can move forward in yours. I feel like there might be more in this. I'm like looking, and that's too, it's like, remember I said, like, as this happens and then this happens, like this shifts and changes to be something that matches for an actual connection that you want. That's what's happened. Like, look at the same energies here. So it's like the energies are always there. Like you're always growing, whether it looks like a stagnant season, whether it looks like a rest, there's always these energies, this growth, this momentum of what's happening. It's just sometimes it's more under the surface. Sometimes it's more places you don't know about or you don't see in yourself. So it's always happening though. And this is all like divinely led. Like you're in a good place. It's just a matter of trusting, relinquishing control. But I feel like this reading is really, I hope, good for you guys, because I'm excited that like what's there for you, like how this is to grow you and heal you. But yeah, so I hope that resonated for you guys. Happy birthday, Gemini. I need to start doing birthdays for everybody because now you guys are the only ones. Let me know what did and what didn't. Let me know, you know, in the comments, you know, like, comment, subscribe. And if you don't already subscribe, you know, that way you don't miss out on any content. I put out a lot of pick-a-pile readings as well that go honestly kind of in depth, more like this. That's how usually my pick-a-pile readings are. And I use like multiple decks. And what was I going to say? Oh, and yeah, and be sure to share it too. Share it for, you know, anyone. It doesn't matter if they're Geminis or not, but just share it, you know, it helps get the channel out there, especially if you believe in what I'm saying, you believe in what I'm doing, you know, then, you know, share the love. I'm not saying to a past person per se, like that's not what I'm saying, but just be willing. Yeah. Anyways, share the love. Yeah, I'm trying to remember anything else. I'll put the decks, especially now that I have so many different ones in here. I'll put the decks in the comments, in the description. And yeah. Okay, I will see you next time.